Hello, this is Chad Middleton. You're a vocational expert. And I want to let you know exactly what a vocational evaluator or a vocational expert is capable of doing for you. Vocational experts are experts in employment, as well as knowledgeable of medical terminology and medical facts and limitations that affects your ability to work. So in essence, when you talk to a vocational expert and you share with proof of your medical records what your limitations are, a vocational expert can determine what types of jobs are available to you based on the severity of your conditions. Why is this important? Because doctors don't like talking about whether or not work is available because they're not work experts. Okay. Mental health professionals, doctors, pediatricians, medical doctors, they don't like getting involved with work issues, but they really want to just treat your conditions. Now, they may provide an opinion about how your limitations are affecting you, but when it comes to employment, vocational experts are the experts that determine whether or not employment exists for a person with your disabilities. Okay, so to help you with the TDIU claim or Social Security disability claim, it is helpful to have a vocational expert that can provide an opinion about the availability of work for someone with your limitations. Without this information, you're leading the VA or Social Security to determine whether or not getting this benefit is favorable or not favorable. Okay, so it helps the VA, it helps Social Security to look at your conditions, your limitations from a vocational perspective. You want to talk to someone who's certified, someone who's nationally certified, someone who has experience and the lingo to speak on your behalf. Okay, and that's what a vocational evaluation does. It speaks on your behalf, not just any old person, but an expert speaks on your behalf, and it helps you with your claim. Because if you go to Social Security and you go to a hearing, Social Security judge is going to have a vocational expert in the hearing with him or her. All right. The thing about the VA is you go to a CMP exam and you have a doctor making an opinion about your ability to work without having the certification, the credentials, the experience to talk about employment related issues. So by having a vocational expert to provide a comprehensive vocational evaluation during your CMP exam or before your CMP exam, you're able to convince the VA to see things in an objective manner. All right, from someone who has the experience to make a claim about your ability to work. Otherwise, they will make an opinion based on their expertise, okay, which is not employment related, which is not vocationally related. Okay, so who do you want to say whether or not you can work? A vocational expert or a medical expert with no vocational experience? Okay, do you need a vocational expert? No, you don't. But what you will be doing is you'll be leaning on the medical examiner, trying to find if it's favorable to make a decision based on your benefits that you're seeking. All right, and from my experience, that is hit or miss. Okay, so what I like for you to do is go to my website and book yourself an appointment for a vocational consultation. Okay, this is 1 hour with me, your vocational expert here on the East Coast. So, regardless of where you are in the United States, we can place you on the calendar. We can place you on my schedule. You'll be given an intake form to fill out so that I can see some things prior to your appointment, and we can discuss and talk about your claim for a TDIU. The good thing about this is if I can't help you, if there's work that I feel that you qualify for, or if you don't have the evidence needed in order to do a vocational report, you won't have to pay for a vocational report. Okay. These are not cookie cutter reports. These are individualized based on your work history, based on your education, based on your limitations, based on your service connected disabilities, and it will not include any mentioning of any non-service connected disabilities. Because remember, you're saying to the VA or the Social Security for that matter, that you're unable to work due to your service connected disabilities, not because of your lack of ability to find a job, not because you can't find a job that makes the right amount of money, not because you just don't feel like it or you're retired. It's based on your service connected disabilities. And by the way, even if you have retired, even if you stopped working years ago and you were 60, 70, 80 years old, but you're at 70, 80, 90%, but you're not working primarily because of the severity of your conditions, you too can file for TDIU. Okay? But sit down, think about this, and determine whether or not this is beneficial to you in your claim. Now, if you want to apply for TDIU and see if you can be qualified for the benefit or get a favorable decision, I recommend you to go ahead and do that. However, if you're denied or when you're denied, you can call me, show me your denial letter, because in your denial letter, it's going to say why they denied you. Usually the denial letter will say that you meet qualifications for TDIU, but you don't have any record of any evidence that supports your inability to work. Basically, what they're saying is you don't have a vocational evaluator that agrees that there are no jobs that you can find or no jobs that you can obtain and maintain. Okay, so our website, .vcandvc.com, a vocational consultation. It'll show you a link. It will ask you to identify a time in which you would like to come in. So my office will get so that you can make a payment for that consultation, and you and I will talk. In the meantime, you can go ahead and start getting your award letters, go ahead and get your medical records, go ahead and get your blue button report, go ahead and get your resume, any information that is going to be helpful in determining the severity of your conditions or the existence of your conditions. Go ahead and get that stuff started or start collecting that information right now. Now, we'll talk again during the consultation about specific things that I'm going to need from you. But for the most part, schedule the consultation now. Okay? We're already in April 2026. We're doing vocational assessments and consultations every day. So if you need this service, there's not many people, vocational experts, in the United States. They're not, especially those that don't have experience working directly with the VA. I worked over 10, 12, 11 years with the VA from 2001 to 2012. I worked with the VA for a number of years. I've worked in private practice providing vocational evaluations since then and even to this day. And I'm certified as a vocational rehabilitation counselor, all right, and licensed as a professional counselor as well. So my credentials are enough to get you the education, the information that you need to help you with your claim. So go ahead and call us at 803-563-5087 or schedule your own vocational consultation through our website. Click on vocational consultation and just click on the time in which will be feasible for you so that we can reach back out to you, give you the forms that you need to fill out prior to your consultation. Okay? Thank you very much. I'm Chad Middleton. I'm your vocational expert. Continue to like and subscribe. Find out as much information as you can about these services and how we may be able to assist you. And until we meet or see each other face to face, you be blessed. God bless you.